Well, now we have another form of fraud, and it's wire transfer fraud. And what happens is the bank will receive a faxed wire transfer request, or any online banking transfer request, or even a telephone request for a wire transfer. This actually happened at another bank, but it can happen anywhere. What happened here, a caller contacted the bank and requested the phone number be changed for their account information. So of course, the bank changed their phone number on their central file system, on their account records. Several days later, a caller phoned in an international wire transfer request for $350,000. Of course, the bank, following security procedures, they called up their central file system and they called the phone number back, but the phone number had been changed a few days earlier, and this was a bigger bank where, not everybody knows everything that's going on. The bank called the phone number back to verify that wire transfer request. Well, guess what? The imposter is the one who picked up the phone and verified the request. Once that money's out the door, that $350,000, it's out the door. That was one instance. Second instance, the bank actually received a faxed wire transfer request from the company. The bank compared the signature on the request to the bank records. The signature didn't match, so that prompted a little bit more investigation. So the bank called the customer, because it's a business customer, using the phone number that was listed in the yellow pages of the phone book. That fax transfer did not go out, so that bank was able to protect themselves and their customer. If you do wire transfers, many businesses do wire transfers. We have many customers who do business internationally. Make sure that you have specific individuals authorized to request those wire transfers. Place limits on the amounts. Have verification procedures in process. Password protect the wire transfer requests. And I'm going to get back into know your banker. If you have a fraud attempt and you see something, you recognize signs of malware on your PC, stop and unplug that PC and right away call your bank. If you see signs of phishing and spoofing, call your bank. Verify any emails and report any website irregularities, because if you're experiencing it, other customers may be experiencing it, and the sooner we know, the quicker we can stop it. If you are a victim, make sure your bank disables your online access, puts a hold or a freeze on your accounts. That's one of the first things that we do because we have to stop it. Review all your recent activity. Look for any other unauthorized transactions. Sometimes they'll throw in a $5 here or $1 here, because you're not going to notice that before they throw in $100,000 or $50,000. So look for prior transactions. Something that I always ask our customers to do, go through their records over the last 2 to 3 months. Try to identify maybe any new vendors that you've had, or any other new payees or like one-time payees, because we're also looking for a point of compromise. Maybe a new vendor became a new vendor to you just for the sole purpose of getting access to your information. So we're looking for points of compromise. Eventually, you're going to need to close your affected accounts and open new ones, recognizing that there are a lot of things going in and out of your account on a regular basis. We put a freeze and we hold them and we force pay items individually, but you're going to have to close those affected accounts. Why? Because it may be stopped now, but that's not going to prevent the criminal from trying it 6, 7, 8 months from now. Always file a police report, and we also ask our customers to file an internet crime complaint report, and it's at www.ic3.gov. It's very easy to remember. And I just want to go back to employee insider theft. The only reason I want to go back and touch on that is because 11% of fraud is committed by insiders. And all I want to say about that is all of the precautions that we are giving you for outsiders should apply to your insiders as well. Always use dual control, limit your authorized signers, store your check stock in a secure location. That's probably the first thing or the most that dishonest employees will look for, because it's very easy for them to take a check out of the middle of the pack or the back of the pack and write a check out to themselves. And of course they know you, they know who the authorized signers are, they may have been practicing your signature for a long, long time. Ensure that your employees keep their passwords and their credentials confidential as well. And establish a culture where supervisory and audit review is expected by employees, so that it's no big deal if you have an employee that is paying the bills for you, that you are actually reviewing that. Because what happens when you do that and you establish that culture, you're reducing those opportunities. You're taking that risk away. So just establish that culture so it's expected. And it's not, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble because they're looking at it.